12, baby. We're here. I decided to, I guess, use the cinematic filter. Why not? But yeah, it's 12:12 right now. We're here. I just want to say I'm very blessed to be here. And it's I just had to recently move my car. Well, it's one, I got a new car, so like it's no longer the old like Jingy Nissan. It's a whole 2025 Kia K4. Love it. It's really fun. It's a fun ass drive. Very good on miles, you know, gas and all that shit. It's, you know, it's something that go like I can get to back and forth. It's also a new car off the lot, which is one of my manifestations that I always ever wanted to have. Like ever since I got like my Nissan, or ever wanted a car, I've always wanted to buy my own car, like, you know, with my own name, and like a brand new car, like no pre-owned shit, just me. And so this is what I have right now, and I'm very blessed to have it. It's a very spacious and fun little car. I say spacious, but like it's a big, but you know, it's a nice car, bro. I highly recommend. You know what I mean? So realizations. So that's like the first thing that like I guess I like kind of like came up onto like my mind as to like I guess what I want to speak to on here is like realizations, because pretty much the idea of it is that, or at least the idea that I have in my head around realizations and like contemplations, is that it takes time. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes a certain amount of time for things to come into actualization, into realization, into becoming, because simply we live in a time of space and time. You know what I'm saying? So like, which all leads down to the idea of like patience. So like wanting to understand what it means to be patient and letting go of like discernment. You know what I mean? The whole thing. That's like what I'm like personally learning and going through. And like I've noticed that I like take, you know, I come outside all the time, especially in the mornings now, whenever I drink my coffee, because I like to bask into the morning sun. And plus it, like, obviously the sun is like good for your skin, especially if you're melanin, you're black. But pretty much like I noticed that I always kind of come out here, you know, to embrace into nature, so I can be, right? And I was just like, why don't I just, my car is like right there. I always like come out here onto my car. Why don't I just sit down in my car, speak upon like what's on my mind and shit, and then like I just continuously like, you know, fly through. You know, I continuously like just like, this is always like me and you, like what we're doing right now, like this conversation I've been wanting to do. Like there's been a want to me to do this, and I'm going through so much transitionings right now. I'm sure that you're probably too, because that's just like how life is right now. That's like the period that we are in time in life right now. So I've just been going through transitioning. So people that I know has just been going through transitioning. So I've been like kind of like grasping upon like the, you know, the heel of it all, and like just been, sorry, I have to like let my car know that I'm still here, but like just been considering the fact that I need to give myself patience and time to heal and understand, and to not be rushing the process, as to finally I'm here, right? You know what I mean? Like actually now I feel more divine in a time of like time and space of actually being here, than feeling like I had to like rush myself to be able to speak to, like here to be able to speak to you. And because what good is it for me, either for you, if I have to like rush it, or if I have to feel like I have to, if I have to be and not want to be. You get what I'm saying? Like I want to be, so it can be more genuine and more of a healing experience than a need to be or have to be. So so yeah, I'm here as a want to be, as not as much of a like a have to be as a want to be. And I'm very blessed for that, because like um to be able to like get here in a sense of like you know, facing, I guess, like just the weirdness of it all, because like at the same time, like I said, where I'm at parked, there's a lot more cars like coming like back and forth, so like, and there's a door like to the apartment and shit like that, so there's people that can just easily like, I don't have tents for this car yet, so like I'm being seen right now, so it's not like how my last car where I had like tents and shit like that, and I you know, or whatever. I'm being like genuinely seen, and it feels like, and I'm taking upon that challenge because the whole point of me starting this was to be able to, especially doing outside in my car and shit like that, was to be able to be more seen and get used to the idea of being seen, because especially if I want to be seen more for the art and the things that I want to like portray and project out into the world, I want to be seen. So obviously I need to let go of the idea of like the fear of being seen, so I put myself out here, you know what I'm saying? So like so it's all in my favor of like working out, of like me getting stronger, and I feel like that's something that I want to speak to you about, because you go through all these like trials and tribulations and experiences in your life, and we can be so quick to label them as like shitty situationship marks, and I know I'm bouncing, but like we get so caught up in pre-labeling them as a hindrance to us because it gave us a negative experience. But what is a negative experience? Something, just a lesson, just something that you can just, you know, yeah, essentially it's just a lesson. And each negative experience, each time that you go through something, you can easily learn something, easily like be shown what you need to be, I guess, like shown. I'm sorry, but like you're easily like, if you open yourself up to it, and if you start labeling life as like this, when you start being like a woe is me type of person, and you start to realizing like, okay, like what can I like learn like from this, you know what I mean, like what is this actually teaching me, you will be able to like transcend, you'll be able to like push through all of the just the ugly, because there's, you know, for things to be beautiful, there's things, concepts of it of being ugly, but to be able to detach from, for you to be able to detach from the idea of one thing is and one thing isn't, and it's just all be, then you can, you know, give yourself kind of like the grace to be able to be like, oh, this is just is, and like I'm just learning for what it is, you know what I'm saying? And like when you see the lightness in that, right, because we like, as like humans, we like to divide, right, we like to categorize shit, you know what I mean? Like we could all be a divine being, right? But then there will be someone being like, okay, you're a black divine being, this one is a white divine being, you're Asian divine being, you know what I mean? And like, why did I have to, like, you know, why can't it just be like we're all divine beings, right? So the idea of it is that when you learn the lessons of what you thought what is, and it shows you what it can be, then it just becomes one. It holds the idea of one, right? And so where was I going with that? I'm so sorry. Yeah, I guess like the idea around it is accepting for what is and what will be. Do you know what I mean? Like accepting for what is and what will be, and accepting the timing and place of what is and what will be, and you will inevitably be at the right place at the right time. That's what I've been noticing. When you let go of the constraints of the idea of like, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. Like for example, like I just made the realization that like my spirituality was my first ever passion, like ever since a kid, you know what I mean? Like spirits, like ghosts, like shit like that, you know what I mean? Like my spirituality was my first ever passion, and that got hindered so hard and got blocked off so hard because I was raised up in a certain type of religious construct that I wasn't ever able to actually actualize and understand what spirituality meant for me, and like how deeply it goes for me, you know what I mean? And like I like to create this certain analogy because this is just a pattern that I've noticed, and this is not to like, I think it's one so funny that like for all of us, to a certain extent, the idea of having to tread around the idea of like, I'm not shit talking Christianity is kind of funny, but especially on a spiritual term. But the idea is like, I feel like spirituality, Christianity in itself, like, it's such a warm welcome to spirituality, but it also teaches you the dangers of the ego. You know what I mean? And but at the same time, you need to use your own brain and decipher your own like consciousness onto what the lessons are being taught. You know what I'm saying? That's the very thing that gets taken away from you. Certain, don't get me wrong, there are certain people that I've met, Christians or not, that they tell you of what they believe in, and like they have the, you know, their followers and their leaders about on that certain type of spiritual belief. But they'll also tell you to read whatever like that may be, so like the Book of Mormon or the Bible, and they tell you to run off your own interpretations of what that message may be. Like they tell you to ponder, they tell you to meditate on it. So I'm not saying that not all places and all things like and religions just tell you like what is and what is like, and that's it. But all religion and everything that tells you what, like anything spiritual, always tells you to take as to what resonates and what doesn't, and then be able to lean into that curiosity. And when you lean into that curiosity, that's when you start to figure out your own trial, and or I should say your own trail, your own golden brick road to what divinity means for you, what spirituality means for you. That literally could mean, but like, you could be a devoted Christian watching this video, and then you start like going through experiences in your own life where God decides to show you like God, because you got to remember, like, this idea of it all expands and all ties down to one. So it's like that very being, in regards of you're like, if you thinking that it's a, you know, a white man in the sky, or if it's just the entire being, or if it's, you know, a blue person that's like, that has 6 arms and it's embodying the both feminine and the masculine energies, right? So it could be whatever that may be is for you. It wants you to find your highest self, like the highest, the truth, the very thing. It has your highest and best intentions, regardless of what it may present or how it comes out to you as a presentation. So, with that being said, you should allow yourself to feel like it's okay to explore, especially in your spirituality and your divinity, to understand what that actually means for you. Because like when you stay in a certain space because of comfort and fear, then, and you don't ask your God, when you don't ask God in general, right? And what I mean by your God, because it is your divinity, it is your spirit, your truth, right? And one truth is all truth, right? One's truth ties back to all truth, right? So that's the beauty of it. It's all interconnected. So there's no real true meaning or need to feel like, and that's where the ego comes in. And that's what I realized, a conversation that I had with someone. I had realized that my ego had this, sorry, I have to answer this call. Okay, sorry. So I'm moving, and this is literally a perfect example of what I'm talking about, bro. This is like real-time example. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. I just get a call, so I'm moving, right? So this is like everything. This is like my first car, like under my name. Like I'm about to get the first apartment, like, you know what I mean? Like that's like it. Everything big boy moves, right? So that means answering random phone numbers that like call you. So I just got a call, and the number was like had like, you know, 16, it was Spectrum, right? And I had 222 as like the number, and as the main like thing is the number. So, and pretty much we were talking about how divinity, how God wants you to find your path, your truth, and like with that you're seeking God. Like fortune favors the bold. That's just the honest truth. Fortune favors the bold. And I was like sitting here, I woke up last night I was worried about, like, because I'm thinking about all the finances, the money, all the shit, you know what I'm saying, like that I have to, like, you know, think about it, put into, because like because I had my job that I'm getting. I also am getting a new job, which the new job is a new restaurant that is opening up. But with new restaurants, like, construction things happen. So like, I the starting date got pushed back another 2 weeks. So I'm still like, I think a week out of like, this is my first week of like not working. I think I still have like until the Friday of next week. That's the first day, and that's not even like the restaurant is open type shit. We're just doing orientation. So obviously I'm moving all these things, and I'm like, oh my god, like, what about my money? You know what I mean? Like, to be able to finance everything. I just got a call from Spectrum. Really cool dude. I could tell it was probably like an angel, like a guy on the other side, because it's such a great energy. And like and he like kind of like he helped me out with the help me decipher like which one to get and stuff like that. My bill ended up coming out like for electricity, for internet, I should say, for like internet, between 3 people in this, and like even streaming and shit like that, it came out to just $70 a month. He waived the activation fee. He also waived the I don't have to pay anything today. So like, and then the equipment gets delivered the day I move in. And the I also don't have to pay to activate it once I start. I just said that, but like once I, actually like get the thing moving, connected to the house, it will be delivered, or to the apartment, it'll be delivered, and the activation or the bill cycle will start 2 weeks like prior of that. So like, I'm getting free internet, like, essentially. Like, I don't have to, when I move in, I don't have to worry about having to pay and do all that activation stuff. So like, and now I just gotta tackle the electricity. But like, all that got waived, and I'm so blessed for that, because like, there's so many times that I've been recently in my life, especially with all these big boy things, and my car, for example. I was able to get this car with no money down. I didn't even have to pay a dime getting it the same day. You know what I mean? Like, they waived the first ever the first car payment, which would have been like $550. I would have had it, but like, they waived it. I didn't even have to pay that. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, so yeah, fortune favors the bold, man. Like, honestly, and like, what I tell you about divine timing and place and time, right? I'm very blessed to be able to share that experience with you, because that was really cool. And so yeah, just like, I guess fortune favors the bold. That's the main thing I want to speak to you about is like, don't, those false limiting beliefs around, because obviously you truly want to find yourself in this lifetime. And that's kind of like what it is, right? Truly finding yourself, truly understanding like what it means. Have you ever heard that song, what's the song called? It's from Drake, and it has Kid Cudi. It was in his I Miss You Too. Yeah, it's like, I am like you too. Yeah, I miss you too. And it's like Juice WRLD in the beginning of the song, and he's like talking, and he's like, I really truly feel like it's about like figuring out who you are. He says something along the lines of like, figuring out what you are is being like experiencing the beauty of life, and then closing your eyes and dying in your sleep. And that's just truly what it's about and shit. And yes and no, but like, that's kind of like the energy around that is essentially what I'm trying to communicate to you on. There's so much wonder in this life, so much more to it. I'm experiencing it more and more every day. The more I'm grateful for it, the more that life, God, gives me more experiences to be grateful for. And that's really fucking cool that I've been realizing. The more I'm grateful, the more experiences that I've been given to be grateful. Just like in my past, if I kept looking at certain things in a certain way, that I would only, see it as such, and then I will only attract situations to validate it. You know what I'm saying? And eventually I got kind of old. And I got tired of that, and I just decided, I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not dealing with that anymore. So yeah, just allow yourself to be open. And there's I guess there's just great beauty, and there's great wonder, beauty, and like there's beauty in chaos. There you go. Yeah, there's beauty in chaos just as much as there's beauty in stagnation, just as much as there's beauty in peace, just as much as there's beauty in momentum, movement. You know what I mean? There's like there's beauty in hate. There's as much as there's beauty in you know what I mean, in love. So yeah, I feel like that's just kind of like what I needed to talk about today. Alright, one of the things that I was like kind of been more like coming into realization, and this is great because I can now actually park here, at least for right now, and then eventually, like whenever I move, I'll find like another spot, like a better spot or whatever. But this was always here. Long story short, this spot was always here. It just took me to take the effort and the time and be like, you know what, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna park here, I'm gonna just sit here, I'm gonna speak. And I don't care what anyone says. And no matter if people look at me or not. So, because there's a message that I need to get out, either to you or to me, to us, to both, honestly. And yeah, I'm gonna follow through, and I'm gonna continuously follow through. The high spirit, God, He tells me what to do, I follow. That's just what blessings I've been brought into my life recently. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's just the formula. God said go there, I go, I get rewarded. It's that easy. So like, but I'm just very blessed for that realization. So yeah, just go where you follow, you know, go where you think you need to go. You know, contemplate, ponder, give yourself the time to understand, but eventually take that step. Eventually you have to take that step. It's just part of the process. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go back inside, I'm gonna upload this, I'm gonna work on my art shit. I have a new EP coming out. It's coming out April 7th. No, sorry, 4th. April 4th. Yeah. Artist name Gray. I'll have it like all in the description, just like that. Like I did. But yeah, I have a new EP coming out. It's just like 8 tracks. It took me forever to get it done, simply because I had this EP taught me I had to conquer. For me to upload this EP, there's every time I upload an album or a song or whatever, in projects in general, there's a lesson for me to learn before I can pass on through it. This lesson, just a long story short, this lesson taught me about perfectionism, like being a perfectionist, and letting go of the idea of things needing to be perfect, and letting go of the idea of like, you know, it needs to look like this, you know, and like it's not gonna, no matter what you may see in your head of what it may be, as long as you take the initiative, the energy of what is, and you put it out, that in itself is like the work that needs to be done, and you have to accept it for how it comes out to be, because eventually you'll start leading and you'll start actually developing the art that you want to create, that you see and stuff like that. But pretty much like, so I just had to make, because there's like parking garages here, so I have to make sure that like people aren't trying to park. But pretty much like yeah, you have to like, what was it? Oh yeah, I had to let go of the realization of my perfectionism, and I was like, I can't expect, you know, my shit to sound like studio standard. Like, I can't expect my music to sound like it was touched by the graces of God, of a person that was like engineering for professionals for 10 years. I'm still learning. I'm still a student. So I have to let it be as it is, as like, okay, this is like the best that I have right now, and then let it go. So like, you know what I mean? So I guess that's just like what I'm learning, you know what I mean? And the person just Wi-Fi. But like, yeah, I guess it's just what I was learning, and I finally let that go. So the idea of it now is like the things that I release and work on now, it's all about development. It's not about perfection, it's about development. So, and then the process. this whole music thing is all teaching me about learning about accepting and enjoying the process of life, not just the journey, not just the journey of, or not just the destination of, or just the journey of becoming a great musician or great artist, but honestly just the whole journey of becoming. Because me being a chef, me being an artist, me drawing, me being a spiritual person, me being, you know, all of these little things that all these little concepts all tie back to one, and who that one is, me. And what that one is higher being, God, you know what I mean? So like, in a sense, so like, all of it is just a reflection of who I am, and like parts of it, it's all just, you know, just mirrors and ways that I can express myself of how I am and who I am. And to label as I need to be good only at this one thing, and like excel at only, like succeed, you know what I mean, or excel at this only one thing, is so limiting, because like I have so many different passions and so many interests. So just letting go of the perfection and allowing my shit to develop, that was the main lesson that I had to learn through this EP. So I hope you enjoy it whenever you listen to it, whenever it comes out. I already have fans. I already know, like, I enjoy it personally. So no matter how, no matter like which way, like the numbers don't matter to me anymore. I used to look at people's numbers all the time. I don't worry about it. I worry about now, like, the quality of my shit and the impact, and just the impact. And I'm most sort of like focused on making sure that I'm having impact on the people around me that are already listening to it, versus the idea of that I need to like have impact on people that I don't even know, like on the internet and shit like that. So if I can't even like have impact on the people around me, then why am I worried about like trying to make an impact on the entire world, right? So but I already am making an impact on people around me, so it's like, it's good things are coming. So I enjoy the project. I'm happy with the project, no matter how the numbers may seem. So yeah, all right, well, I'm gonna go. I'll see you later. Be kind to yourself. Talk to yourself as a friend, obviously, and tell me something that you learned, not just from like my videos, but like just life. We all live different experiences to all learn from each other. That's just the beauty of it. So, all right, I'll see you.